Hey guys, it's Sonya here. How are you today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is a snowy Sunday in southwestern Ontario, and I am reheating my chai tea. But this is the first reheat. Check out these beautiful Valentine's roses from Tony and some chocolates and a beautiful big balloon. For those that are catching this, it is February 16th, 2025, and I just invite you to lean into today's chat. This is a chai tea with a little bit of honey. Check out the name of the cup. Stay true. It's so epic that I'm deciding to chat about invisible chronic illness, as I had chosen that coffee cup earlier today. There we go. Let's put some more light on. I want to show you something. It's been doing this all day long. Thank goodness we had a neighbor come over and snowplow the driveway and the edge of the sidewalk. But look at this. It's beautiful, but All right, so tell me what you know about invisible chronic illness. Guys, it's Sonya here. I thank you for joining us. Whew, get that fresh air brought in the house. What is your definition of invisible chronic illness? My experience is somebody could look completely fine in the moment and then bam, be done, be exhausted, hit overload, be in a position where their environment needs to change, or they will pass out or be sick, or their headache will get worse, or whatever the case may be. Invisible chronic illness is huge. It is so much bigger than what you think it is. So my story, and I am working on rewriting the story, and maybe this is part of the rewrite, I don't know, is I am a certified healthy weight loss coach. I am a certified NLP life coach, and I'm a certified personal trainer. Prior to COVID, I was running 21 fitness classes a week. Since then, I have written books, I've done podcasts, I have a YouTube channel. Guys, just check out the link in my bio. The best part, I am Canadian. I am looking for Canadian clients, and I am looking for Canadian businesses to align with, and I am looking for Canadian vendors. I am only interested in Canadians and companies that charge Canadian pricing. I will not pay the exchange right now, but I am willing to give business and to receive business. So, knowing that, what does invisible chronic illness look like to you? Do you know that the person could get up in the morning, be feeling fine, maybe invite you to do something because they're feeling good enough to do something, and bam, come lunch, their situation's changed? Did you know that somebody living with a chronic invisible illness cannot make plans? They can't, because they cannot guarantee what they're going to be like moment to moment. I mean, thankfully, I've always wanted to live spontaneously. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So several years ago, I hurt my ankles really bad. I had bilateral attendees tendinopathy, which means that my Achilles could have gone either one of them at either time. So I spent 4 years in physio, okay? I was then doing a lot of life coaching, writing my books, doing my podcasts, but resting my ankles. Well, a year and a half ago, I landed myself in the hospital. I was working full-time in a relatively new job to me, been in the industry, but not in this particular role or this company in the industry. And there were a few red flags for me, which I think was getting my back up, and my nervous system definitely had been activated. And I had a headache from hell for about, gradually getting worse, for about 2 weeks. And I finally was on a conversation with my boss, and things were not in alignment. And I said to him, I said, I need to get off the phone, and I need to go eat something and take a break. Check out the snow. And he said, yeah, sure, no problem. And I called him back about 10 minutes later saying, I can't even eat my salad. My head hurts too bad. I need to go to the hospital. So this was May of 2023. My blood pressure was 222. I was not even 50 years old. I told you about my background. That job said laid me off by merging with their local office, which was not the original plan, but it was the only way legally they could lay me off while I was still on my 3-month probation and hospitalized. While I was in the hospital, they kept me for a week, and they realized that at that point it was determined that I have inflamed nerves in the back of my head. So at that point, they had identified trigeminal and occipital neuralgia as what I was living through, and that the pain of that caused my blood pressure to be so high. Hello from Ontario too. The pain from that caused my blood pressure to be so high, and that's why it was at 222. So the hospital kept me for a week. I stayed employed for about a month, and the company laid me off. And throughout this whole process, I had told my tenants at the time that I needed to sell my house. I needed an income. I didn't qualify for anything in Ontario. Anything. I checked every single thing in the Ontario system. I am southwest of London, Ontario. So nothing available to me because I owned a house. I told my tenants, sorry, I need to sell the house. And I know it wasn't the first time I had done this, but I explained health condition. We ended up going to the Landlord and Tenant Act. I ended up having to give them cash for keys after 6 months of them not paying rent. Maybe it wasn't 6 months, but I think it was about 6 months. Plus, there was so much stress added to my already high blood pressure, and the interior of my house was not the same as when I had rented it out. So there had to be some work done or some price taken off. It took 1.5 years for that to settle. Okay. It took 1.5 years for that to settle. I am still dealing with inflamed nerves in my head and trying to figure out what that looks like. You know what that looks like to me recently? Spending days on the couch. Spending days where I can't go outside and go to Aquafit or go for a walk or even eat healthy because I am too exhausted to eat. And Tony just so happens to be not home this weekend. Normally he is amazing at making sure I eat something and get fed because I'm not able to. And somebody with a chronic illness that's invisible that you know, they might be going through the same thing. My best friend came for a visit today with a sweet lunch from the church. And I said, sorry, I have to go. Like, I'm going to put myself to bed while you're here. That's hard to say. Of course it's boundaries. But we get exhausted more often, and we certainly don't talk about it. We can do whatever we want to lower our stresses in this world. But there are some uncontrollables, like things that happen to you. And the only thing that you can do is respond to it. So how do you respond? How do you, Shannon and, I can't see without my glasses. How do you respond if you don't know somebody's going through that? You need to know. If a friend of yours has an invisible chronic illness, and more people that you know have it, you need to know how to give them the best support and how to respect them and how. Oh, hi Shannon, hi Maribel. And for that sisters in London, hello. So invisible chronic illnesses show up completely different. I can't make plans. It's been 1.5 years. Right now I'm trying to figure out, besides my own job and helping people live their best lives, I feel like this is my soul's purpose. Stepping into healing your nervous system and addressing your younger child who shows up in a state of crisis. You're not looking backwards, my friend. You're going forward. And though I might be going through this journey of an invisible chronic illness, and working for myself is the only way I can support myself. I am still here to show you so much about the best possible life you can be living. From cute loungewear sets to a date with your dog on the couch, to cleaning the house when you get a chance, or maybe sitting yourself up a little nook. I have a little nook there, and you can see there is tea, there is chapstick, there are books, there's remotes, there's my journal, there's some plants, and my dog. So thank you guys for joining me today. Remember, invisible chronic illnesses are hard on everybody. They're hard on the person that have it, and they are hard on the person and the people that live with those people. And they may or may not know their triggers. They may or may not know their exhaustion points. They may or may not be spiraling in the low vibration because they don't know how to get through this. Sometimes just being there makes all the difference as they're trying to navigate literally moment by moment. Thank you so much. Like I said in the beginning, I'm looking for Canadian clients. I am looking for Canadian companies, and I am looking for Canadian vendors. DM me if that's you. Thanks for following. What are you doing? It's not letting me go.